Hey all, Tony Bing here, hello and welcome back to another in-depth review for Marvel Strike Force. Now, tonight we will have a look at a character that up until they were released in the game, I hadn't actually heard of them at all. It is America Chavez. Now, in the video, to let you know if they're worth investing in, look at various different sections. We start off with the general overview. This includes the tags and how you unlock them. We then have a look at their stats. Next up it's the abilities, and I'll let you know how high you want to level abilities during that section. We then have Synergies, which is characters she works well with and characters you want to avoid. And then finally, we'll see which she places in the tier list. So let's jump in with the general overview. America Chavez then is an exceptionally simplistic character. Recently when I've been doing in-depth reviews for characters and having to add their tooltips, you have lines and lines of text to the point sometimes it's hard to fit in. With America Chavez, almost all her abilities are one or two lines. So she's a simple character, but that's not a bad thing to get now and again. I wouldn't like every character to be this simple, but it's a nice change from some of the other more complicated ones we get. Now, when we look at our tags anyway, it's Hero, Cosmic, Mystic and Brawler. The most important tag is the Hero and Brawler tag, because that means you can pair her up with Miss Marvel, and that's really where you're going to get the most out of her. In regards to how you unlock her, I believe we've got some events coming up. I'm not sure too much how they're going to work, but I also believe that we're getting some blitzes as well, so another character locked behind blitz unfortunately, but at least it is a free way to get it if you do push hard enough. So that's the overview. Let's have a look at our stats. We start off here then with the offensive stats. They are all actually really pretty good here. Her damage rating is way up at an A. Her speed comes in at 115, so that's a B, and then her focus is a B as well. Now that's relevant because she does have a cleanse and she's also got the defense down that she can apply in her kit, so you need the high focus so that they're actually successful. Now also from an offensive perspective, on one of her skills she can gain additional damage per hero brawler ally, and it can really ramp up the damage on it, and it further strengthens the synergies that you have between the hero brawler team. That's the offensive stats. Let's have a look at the defensive ones now. Defensive stats wise, she does have a few weaknesses here, but that generally will be the case with your brawler and blaster classes, because they're there to put out damage, they're not really there to take damage at all. Now if we look at the stats anyway, her health comes in at an A rating, so that's really nice. Her armour is down at an E, that'll be to compensate for the higher health, and then her resistance is a D, which is on the lower side, and it means she can be susceptible to debuffs, so if she has any buffs it'll be easier to actually cleanse them from her. Now also as part of her kit, she has the ability to gain an additional 20% max health, which would probably pull her up to an A+, so with that she can actually be pretty sturdy. Now with all that covered, let's have a look at her abilities. The first ability we start off here is the passive. This is called America's Starling. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier, exceptionally simplistic. So with this you gain 20% max health, and hero brawler allies gain 20% max health as well. Now there's certain characters that additional 20% can work really well with, and I'll talk about them in the synergies section. In regards to how high you want to level this particular ability, you do want to max it out, because if you keep it at level 4 you're losing 10% health on America Chavez, and you're losing 10% health on your hero brawlers as well, so you want to max this one out. Next ability we have here is the basic. This is called Starstruck. So with this you attack primary target for 290% damage, and you apply defense down to them as well. Now if you run her with Miss Marvel, you'll potentially be getting a lot of counters, and I've tested it and she can apply defense down from a counter, so that's actually really nice in that respect. Now the difference from level 6 to 7, other than those precious tier 4 materials, is only 50% damage, and because it's a primary target attack, I wouldn't say this is worth upgrading at all, so just take this one to level 6. The next ability here is Shooting Star, so it's 5 turns to charge and comes fully charged. Unless you're looking to cleanse a character, which you'll do via the ultimate, then you will use this turn number 1. This is your main damage attack really. So with this, you attack primary target for 300% damage plus 75% damage per hero brawler ally. So that means that if it's maxed out and you run her on a full hero brawler team, she's actually doing a whopping 600% damage. Now the difference between level 6 and level 7, because it affects the multiplier that's given to the hero brawlers, the number of them in the team, is actually pretty big. It's as big as 150%. So if you're investing in your hero brawler team, you're dropping America Chavez in there, then without a doubt this is one that you want to take all the way up to level 7. The final ability here is called Starling Highway. This one's 5 tons of charge and comes fully charged, similar to the special. This one you only want to use turn 1 if you have the likes of Drax and opposite team and you declare the actual taunt from them. So this here, you clear 3 positive effects and you attack the primary target for 430% damage. So only use this for the cleanse, do not really use it for the damage, because if we think of the special, that could do up to 600% damage. This one's only doing 430, so it's a move you use for the utility rather than the damage really. Now in regards to how high you want to take it, the difference from 6 to 7 is a rather large 80%. But again, because it is a primary target attack, unless you're massively obsessed with the character, I would say just keep this one at level 6. So that's all the abilities anyway, probably the easiest ability section I've done in a long time for in-depth reviews, so that's pretty nice to be honest. Let's now check out the synergies. When it comes to characters that America Chavez works well with, it's going to be your hero brawler characters. Now firstly, you need to drop in Miss Marvel. She's essential for a hero brawler team, and as mentioned earlier on in the video, when you get assists with America Chavez, you actually apply the defense down, so that's really nice. Now the other characters would work really well are ones that greatly benefit from the 20% max health. And the reason I emphasise greatly benefit is that of course the likes of Spidey and Miles could do with an extra 20% health, but the characters I've got listed here, it really helps them out having that additional health. You've got Captain Marvel. Through her passive she has 20% health regen per turn, so you'll be boosting her health pool up even further, which means she'll be regenning further. Same goes for Deadpool. Whenever you clear a debuff, he gains health, and the higher health pool of course he'll be gaining more. You then have Iron Fist, it means his heals will actually be more effective. And then finally you have Wolverine, another character that has passive health regen as part of his kit, so the larger pool means the larger amount that he's actually getting back every turn there. So that's the character she works well with. Let's look at the characters you want to avoid. So like the rest of this review then, this is a very simplistic section here. Now the reason I don't have a lot of enemies is she's not got a complicated kit, so there's not various different characters you need to use to try and work around it at all. In her kit she doesn't have any skills that are unavoidable, so the most obvious choice if you want to actually try and lock her down or lower her effectiveness, especially when it comes to the assists you can get, would be characters that can apply blind. So that's the likes of Star-Lord and also Mordo that are able to do that. And of course other characters could give her problems, but again as mentioned, her kit is so simple that I would really have to be almost making up characters to drop in here just for the sake of it, and I don't want to do that. If it's a short list, it's a short list. So these are the ones that can lock her down anyway. Now with that covered, let's jump in and have a look and see where she places in the tier list. So I've mentioned this a few times in the video, but America Chavez and her kit are exceptionally simplistic. Yes, her ultimate looks absolutely amazing, but the rest of her kit is very simple. She feels in a lot of ways like a Generation 1 character. However, she does have strong synergies with the hero brawler team that are a really nice team. They're almost getting like the tech team now in a way, and that there's lots of different characters you can pick and choose, and I actually really like that. So I don't mind the fact she's simple for the fact that she's helping expand a particular team type. Now if you look at what she's losing if she's not paired up with hero brawler allies, then she's losing 150% damage on her special, and she's also losing that additional 20% health she'll be given to the other characters in her team. So on her own I would say that she would be a mid-level 3 character that places her with the likes of, let's say it would be Thor, Winter Soldier and Wolverine, and I feel she sits just there on her own. With synergies and that would mean she's getting an extra 150% damage on her special, and she's also given all the other hero brawler characters the likes of Miss Marvel, who will greatly benefit from the additional health, especially in war. I can't wait to try that out. But with Synergies then, I would say that she would actually move up 3 slots and it would place her as a mid-alpha character. So that is America Chavez. Exceptionally simple in-depth review to do. I actually done all the commentary for this one in about 15 minutes, so that's nice for a little change. Normally they're quite complicated. So let me know in the comments below if you unlocked or how you're getting on with it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Feel free to share the video, hit like, and if you comment below, that helps drive engagement as well. So feel free to do that. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.